schedule and his uh, work in terms of the administrative responsibilities that he's handling at this point. But nevertheless, I think we are immensely thankful to Dr. Murthy for agreeing to our invitation and also accepting our invitation and agreeing to share his experiences with us in the field of um, fish production, productivity, utilization in the country, and of course, in making fisheries a more a kind of an occupation or a kind of an engagement where people can feel integrated and they feel part of the development of the country in terms of the food security part that the this particular sector is bringing in. Before we request Dr. Nalin Murthy to start his presentation, let me have the opportunity to speak a few words about him, introduce him to the audience. Of course, those who are in the fisheries field, Dr. Narasimha Murthy is a very well-known man, and he is a very well-known, personality. But those who are not in this field, and majority of the audience today are from this particular, not from this field, but we are eagerly waiting to hear from him about the activities of his organization. Before I talk about his current occupation, let me give a brief introduction about his education and how he started his journey as a scientist, and then what he is right now at the National Fisheries Development Board. So currently, Dr. Narasimha Murthy is the Chief Executive and also a Senior Executive Director at National Fisheries Development Board, which is the overarching organization for all the fisheries related government organization in the country. The most important and the most relevant organization that decides the mandate for state fisheries, central fisheries, and all the private bodies that are involved in fish production and fisheries sector as a whole. He did his education from College of Fisheries, Mangalore, the most prestigious college in the country in the field of fisheries. And he completed his BSc in 1997, and he completed his MSc in 1999 in fish processing technology. And he went on to continue his PhD in fish processing technology from the same college, which he completed in 2004. After his PhD, he completed his ARS, and he joined Central Institute of Fisheries Technology in the year 2003, where he served till 2021, almost 18 years of service in Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, where he has involved himself in several projects, including a survey in Mumbai, Maharashtra, on different types of fishing vessels, fish landing centers, wholesale markets of fish retail markets, processing units, and so on. He has also been instrumental in setting up many fish processing facilities in the northeast of India, including Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, and Meghalaya. He has been a consultant to establish many fish processing units at Jharkhand and Maharashtra. Along with his administrative role, he has been an active researcher. He has guided 9 PhD students and master research scholars and published 6 books and over 50 research papers in national and international journals. And he has been a very active member in all academic activities pertaining to fisheries in India and abroad. He is also a member of assessment panel of experts for approval, renewal, on alert, and additional facility approval for seafood plants in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Goa, West Bengal, Odisha, and Gujarat. He has been the scientist in charge in ICAR CIFT, and he was posted in Mumbai before he joined NFDB in the year 2023 in June. In no no in November 2021 he joined NFDB as a senior executive director, and from June 2023 he has been given the responsibility of handling the position of chief executive, which is currently holding at the moment. Now, as a professional in NFDB, in the policy making organization under the Ministry of Fisheries in Government of India, he has contributed in drafting of Indian Marine Fisheries Bill 2021. He has also been an active member in the drafting of seaweed policy and projects and its implementation. He has implemented fish market price information system, a digital revolution of mobile technology and machine learning, enabling generation of data required for the predictive and optimized management of aquatic food system. He has been implementing a lot of entrepreneurship projects throughout the country, and he has been implementing NFDB-funded innovative fisheries projects across the country with a special reference to Karnataka. And under his leadership, he has also taken active role in implementing group accident insurance scheme for fishers. He has also established fish farmer producer organizations and cluster-based business organizations, also involved in coordinating mapping of data of fisheries cooperative societies throughout the country and implementing fisheries cooperative action plan. Overall, a man with plenty of experience in research and administration, particularly at this stage of his career. He is involved in capacity building in fisheries and giving or bringing in new initiatives in making fish the preferred food, and making it accessible, and of course making it mode of livelihood for innumerable number of people in the country. His administrative roles are impeccable. He has been a role model for many fisheries graduates, and of course his leadership skills are immensely talked about and emulated at every level in the country, particularly in this particular field. With this brief background on Dr. Narasimha Murthy, I feel extremely privileged and proud that we have him amongst us to talk about the policies and certifications in fisheries sector, which is very relevant in today's context. And without further ado, I request Dr. Lenin Murthy to please start his presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Chakravarti, for very big introduction. I just shared that my biodata so that you will just brief maybe 2 minutes. I think almost like 15 minutes. I don't know how much time you'll allow me to speak, whatever you assigned the job.
It is always an honor and a pleasure to have someone like you, and we want to make use of the opportunity to let everyone know about your achievements. And even if it had gone more than 30 minutes, I would have still done it. So please don't feel embarrassed about it. It's an honor for us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for yours. I think there is some issue with sharing it from my system. I think I shared with you. If you can kindly share a presentation so that I can start. Yeah. 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 PPT mode, if you can. In presentation mode, Dr. Chakravarti?
Yeah. Is it visible now, Dr. Murthy?
Is it visible? It's a slide mode.
No, it is in a presentation mode. I thought I did it.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll go through. Yeah. Good afternoon to all. It's always pleasure to discuss various policy implemented throughout the country, because as Dr. Chakravarti already highlighted about our organization, our mandates. So few things I shared in my biodata also. So today's topic is limited to certifications and sustainability in the Indian fisheries sector. I don't know in another 30-40 minutes how much I can go in detail into the subject. But certainly, I would like to, take all of you into this very important aspects of this aquaculture at present which is need of the hour. Certification, sustainability. I mean, yesterday we had sustainability in marine fishing. Dr. Madhu might have briefed all of you. Maybe same participants or different participants. I don't know. If at all someone is attended in that, again, it's a continuation part when it comes to sustainability. So wherever very important policy matters or our views which can be, I mean, taken in further 1 decade or 2 decade, even 2047 also we are planning when India become 100 years of independence. So, I mean, all over India, whatever the population we are reaching by that time, we should have a nutritional food or nutritional security. So everybody talking about food security, but the fish is a one item, one a nutrient. Definitely, it can achieve nutritional security also. So based on this, what Government of India initiative has taken, those things I listed out. In another 30-40 minutes, I just try to brief one by one. Maybe I would like to have maybe a 10 minutes interaction. I love to have an interaction with youngsters who are all attending this very important webinar, which is organized by Nitte. Definitely, I mean, first and foremost, I'll congratulate. I thank you for this Nitte, Dr. Chakrabarti and his team for organizing series of this type of webinars or virtual meetings, which is not directly connected to the particular organization, but still it shows a medical institute can think different dimensions to make awareness among all the stakeholders, all the consumers, all the budding entrepreneurs, just to understand the different various fields where opportunities are there. I think from last 4 or 5 years, you have seen last 10 years, if you can take, starting from Blue Revolution to till date, I mean, huge fund, I mean, inflow is in this field. And we have done some wonderful initiatives that started giving results now. Maybe whatever we had done from last 4 or 5 years, it may be another 1.5 year when start giving results. Definitely, this field is a sunrise sector, lucrative sector. It is almost, we can consider it as the industry. With this brief opening remarks, I'll go for the next slide. Next slide, please.
Has it moved?
No.
1 second. The slide has not moved, is it?
Not moved.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
Just hold on.
Yeah. Now we are in second slide. Yeah. Okay. I think this most of you are aware of the thing who are all directly involved or indirectly involved in fisheries. I mean, any students from different sector who are attending this webinar, this is for their information. Indian fisheries sector, if you take as a food, yes, it's number one food item. If you take any other meat items, this is very important food. I think by this time you're all aware of the thing, especially this COVID taught us what to eat, what not to eat, then how much to eat. So the fish has taken a lot of importance, gained a lot of importance after COVID. Everybody is aware of the nutritional values of fish. If you take pollens such as fatty acids or easily digestible proteins or even micronutrients, like if you take some of the marine fishes or marine aquatic animals, if you eat, you'll get a lot of selenium, zinc, which is very rare in other foodstuffs. So by comparing micronutrients, vitamins, proteins, good quality fats, that means your good cholesterol, high density lipids, what you call. So these are all very important when it comes to fish. Okay. I mean, if you take mutton, beef, pork, or anything like that, a lot of issues with that. Issues means you'll have connectivity issue. So almost like 16 to 70% you'll have a connectivity issue. It is difficult to digest in our body. But if you take any fish, it will not cross more than 3%. If you take 200 or 250 gram or 400 gram fish, maybe after 2 hours you would like to eat again evening one more meal as a fish. If you take any other food stuff, you may feel okay, today is enough. Tomorrow you can have same food. But fish, yes, even 2-3 times you can have it in variety. That is the beauty of the fish. If I refer fish, it is not exactly the fin fish. It can be a squid, it can be a cuttlefish, it can be a shrimp, it can be a mussels. Anything which is called as aquatic animal. Okay, different aquatic animals will have good quality of proteins, whatever I referred. Then nutrition, I already mentioned. Then employment, then income, of course. As I told already, it's an industry. If you take, it's an industry. Suppose you just establish a small processing plant, which is some 20 ton capacity, you can operate. Easily you can employ at least 300 people. So 300 into 3, if you can make it, one wife and 2 children. So it is like, indirectly you're making another 3 employment or dependents. So it is all interconnected. It proved from last 10 years, this industry has created a lot of employment in addition to giving nutrition. Okay. So these are some of the data. If you can take 8% of the global share fish production from India, second largest fish producer, second largest aquaculture producer, then fourth largest exporter. If I say aquaculture, there is 2-3 things in aquaculture. One is something called inland aquaculture, where you can depend on the reservoirs, lakes, and that type of stuff. Something called brackish water aquaculture, where shrimp farming is happening with minimum salinity. That is salt water, what you call in simple way. So you should have. So most of the coastal states, this is happening. Most of the inland state, northeastern state, Himalayan states, this inland aquaculture and freshwater fish culture is going on. Just for the clarity, I am briefing. So as I mentioned, this is the one sector, even the COVID, the growth, it is almost like 8 to 10% uniform growth, we got it. Okay. This is recorded in our Nitte also. Even in almost like 2.5 years, when we suffered with the COVID, most of the sectors actually really had issues. But fishery sector is the one thing, it has shown uniform growth. Then average annual growth is almost like 9.7%. Then when it comes to the GDP, any agriculture sector, any sector for that matter, if you take hardware, software, or any automobile, anything like that, how much it contributes to the national GDP is a matter. How much the particular product is exporting the various countries, that matters. How much we are getting foreign exchange from various countries to India, so that they, based on your export markets, actually the country development index will be there. So when nothing less than 1%, actually we are contributing to the national GDP, almost 8% to the agriculture GDP. Now this is what I'm explaining is our 21-22 data. 23, yes, it's already close to 14%. Then as on date, almost like 175 lakh ton fish we are producing. This data is 2021, what I'm showing in 162. So today, if you take recently, just yesterday, we concluded one meeting. So we claimed 175 lakh, that is 17 million ton. But we have a target from Honorable Prime Minister, 22 million metric ton we have to produce by 2025 March. Another 1 year left out for us. Okay, we are confident of achieving that. When we produce so much, yes, parallelly, alternatively, we have to produce other, we have to make other developments like other facility also to use that whatever we are producing. Next slide, please. No, previous slide. Yeah, here in my slide is not changing. No. Yeah, it's fine. So this is in simple. If you can take next slide, please. Yeah. This is in simple. If you can see Indian map, you can understand. Which maybe overall attending this webinar, definitely every individual will have their own favorite fishes. Okay, so we have trout for Himalayan waters. If you take Himachal Pradesh, northeast, a few Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, and a few states, trout culture is going on. We last 4 years we sanctioned many more raceways to go promote this particular fish, especially in the Himalayan. This Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and some part of Uttarakhand. This fish is increasing like anything. It is called our Indian salmon. Okay, I think a few of you maybe be tested this salmon fish. It's almost like Indian salmon. So this is the one fish which we have, we are promoting for the future. So that, whatever we are importing from Norwegian or Atlantic salmon can be reduced, our fish can be promoted. Then many fishes, lalpari is something called your threadfin bream or pink perch, or your Priacanthus, what you call. Then bombatek is the one fish which is very close to Gujarat and Mumbai coast, which contains almost like 90% water. But if you dry that fish, it is very tasty fish. It's very special fish for the, relatives to friends of the particular communities and particular area. Then we have Karimin, that is called Atroplus, and which is very popular in Kerala. Then Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands, we have tuna, oceanic tuna. In that we have, I think, more than 5-6 species. We call something called yellowfin tuna, where sashimi grade tuna is produced and exported to various countries. Yes, aquaculture, if you take the coastal states, most of the states, they're doing aquaculture shrimp, like Vanamai, Monodon, the tiger prawn, what we call. Then morel in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, that is very famous. Yeah, the state fish of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. We have fungaceous. Yes, that's called basa, what you call basa. Yes, huge culture is going on throughout the reservoirs in almost all Indian states. Then hilsa is very favorite to West Bengal and other northeastern area. Then we have other Indian major crops, Katlaro, Humrugal. Then we have very specific Singi, Chitala, and many other fish. Every fish, I think till date, I think 26 states have their own state fishes. So even government of India also thinking to promote their state fishes, their preferred fishes in that respective area. Accordingly, we are, sanctioning and approving and promoting their breeding units, conservation programs, and all those things. Though this is other data, freshwater aquaculture, yes, is almost like 85%. We have freshwater aquaculture. We produce 15% from the brackish water aquaculture. That means, as on date, we are close to 12 to 13 lakh ton shrimp we are producing. Okay, in that almost like 10 to 11 lakh ton we are exporting. What 75% of our foreign exchange comes through Vanamai only. Okay, saline water aquaculture, yes, just picking up. Now, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, then two other states, nearby states, Uttar Pradesh and all, even Karnataka, some part of North Karnataka is picking up this saline waters. Vanami culture is going on. Of course, we have 8,200 kilometers of coastline. We have huge potential for mariculture, something called cage culture. According to CFRI data, we can put almost like 4 to 5 lakh cages, where you can produce almost like close to 7 to 8 lakh tons of tuna or sea fish, or sea bass or pompan, cobia, and all these things. We have huge potential throughout the country for mariculture because we have 8,200 kilometers of coastal length. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is in simple. If you can see the growth, 82% increase from 2013 to 14 to 22-23. So as on date, as I mentioned, is almost like 175 lakh ton fish we have with us, including marine, freshwater, and mariculture, whatever the contributions. Then we have almost like 114% increase from 13 to 20-24. In the span of 10 years, yes, there's a huge growth when it comes to fisheries. Then fish exports also, it has increased, as I told, 63,069 crores. As on date is around 68,000 crores. Yeah, close to 70,000 crores we are getting foreign exchange from various countries. Main importers of India is US. All our Andhra, Vanamai is exported to US. Then next we have Europe, we have Japan, we have Middle East, then we have some of the African countries. So Korea, based on their requirement, if we can have our produce with the prime quality, and there is a huge demand for export market also. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, come to main topic today, sustainability in fisheries, maintenance of the quality, diversity, and availability of fish resources in sufficient quantity for the present and future generation. This is something not limited to the fisheries. I think if you take any field for that matter, yes, this mantra should be there. So we have to live with whatever we have given by our ancestors, our previous generation. Now we have to enjoy that, and we have to leave something for our future generation also. So for that, each and every stage, if we can adapt concept of sustainability, so that will be good for the sector, that will be good for the in the future also. Next slide, please. Yeah, I just listed out a few challenges. This PPT, I'll leave with Dr. Chakravarti. If some of you can interested, you can just write to him for his mail ID. He can share with you. You can go through that. Later part also, you can just write to me any clarifications required. Just to give some of the challenges, growing population and growing demands. I think this is all of you, must aware of the thing, because when India got independence in 1947, what was our population? Maybe 33 to 37 crores. So as on date now, we are close to 140 plus. So, I mean, do you think that same, I mean, reservoirs are left out, same forest is left out, or same, I mean, our all marine systems, ecosystems are left out? No, many things are changed. Many things are changed. I mean, we are losing land, we are losing water, we are losing our water resources and all those things. But still, in the, I mean, whatever we are giving in this competition, in this present situation, we need to, I mean, reach out to that food security. So whatever is available land, whatever is available in the water, so within that we have to produce the best quality food and I mean feed this world. So there are many challenges when it comes to population and growing demands. The decline in fish catch, depletion of natural resources. I think yesterday Dr. Madhav might have given the detailed information about this. Over depend on shallow waters. So then unrealized potential for food plain, lakes, reservoirs, ponds, tanks, and deep water resources. In India, as I mentioned, 8,000 to 200 kilometers we have something called wetlands, something called beels, something called oxbow lakes. In if you go to United States, we have lagoons, we have bays, we have backwaters, we have estuaries. So if we can utilize all these small resources, so definitely, I mean, the fisheries can be I mean, feasible, and it can be a very important area for the employment generation and food security also. Water pollution and contamination of indigenous germplasm resources. Yeah, protection of indigenous species at germplasm is very important. This is one area actually really we are lacking. So we need to protect our own germplasm, avoid collection of wild stock and spoiling the wild stock. Then poor yield optimize problems due to harvest and post-harvest operations. This you are aware of the thing. So government of India has taken a lot of initiatives under various schemes to establish the facilities like infrastructure facilities, modernization of fishing harbors, construction of new landing center, new fish markets, then vertical expansion of few latest technologies, so that we can, I mean, conserve water as well as land. So that is one thing really happening. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, whatever we invested, whatever the construction is going on, it may come, I mean, maybe another 1 year we can complete. Definitely, it will be infrastructure for the future. Then climate change, yes, this is very important. If you take any other field, agriculture and allied sector, you can feel this. This is with FAO, we are working in big way to solve this problem. Recently, around almost like 180 crores project, almost it's clear for Andhra Pradesh for FAO, just to have a climate changes and its impact. So where NFDB is an executive agency, I mean implementing agency. Yeah, a lack of concrete reliable database relating to total aquatic and fish resources. Then limited number of species cultured. Yes, so we have to have alternative species. For example, Wanamai is one species. I mean, almost all our brackish water culture is going on. Alternatively, you should have some species. Then multidisciplinary approach in fisheries and aquaculture. This is very important. So now, last at least 2 years, we are integrated approach is going on. If you take Northeast, if you take Himalayan states, if you take even marine states, we are working with closely with all the policymakers, I mean, all our stakeholders to work with integrated approach. Then inadequate attention to environmental, economical, social, and gender issues in fisheries. Gender issues are major issues, especially we have seen all these things in our COVID time when people started migrating to their respective places. Then we created the big vacuum when it comes to the processing sector, pre-processing center. So there are a lot of, papers are published, research papers are published on that. So government of India has taken some initiative to, make these gender issues also be resolved. Then inadequate HRD and specialized manpower with TOT, type of training, the latest artificial, intelligence or machine learning, whatever it is there. So we need to update our knowledge and make our HRD resources upgrade on regular basis. Then marketing and extension work. Yes, this is one area. Yes, this is also taken. Next slide, please. Yeah. Challenges in fish harvest section. Then I think yesterday Dr. Madhu might have mentioned our cash per unit effort. Yes, if you take the MSY, maximum sustainable yield, so we are almost like close. We don't have much potential. We don't have yes, still we can extend, still we can harvest, still we can go beyond the thing. Yes, it is not possible. When it comes to marine catch, if you take from last 1 decade, almost we are stagnant. Okay, we need to think big way to conserve these marine resources. Otherwise, I think maybe I mean, not exactly like after 10 years, even after 5 6 years also, I don't think I mean, next generation will be having the variety of fishes to eat. If we can, I can just recollect my I mean, memories when I started in 1992 or 93 in the college in Mangalore. I mean, almost like every day I used to have a variety fishes to eat. Now hardly we have come to 4 to 5. That too season wise. Throughout the season, you used to get fish. Now hardly will get 2 to 3 months that fish. Otherwise, I mean, only seeing picture we can understand. Okay, this is lobsters. This is pamphlet. So that should not happen. I think we need to work on this. I mean, dwindling catches, increasing non-target species, bycatch including mammals. Then unauthorized increase in the boat size, engine power, increasing the fuel consumption, lack of sustainability approach in harvesting, and this unrenewable resources. I think yesterday you might have briefed all these things. So when it comes to the harvest sector, is very very important sector. I feel there's a lot of I mean, modernization is happening from last 1 year in the when it comes to harvest sector. So what are the areas where we can catch the fish and all those things? Now a lot of information is given to fishermen, so that without much delay or without spending much, the fishermen can go there and catch the fish. Space Application Center, INCOIS, I mean, our remote sensing, all these people are working very closely. All these organizations working very closely to help the fishermen. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are some of the input control measures. So every government, I mean, one thing I want to make it very clear: when it comes to fisheries, it's basically, I mean, this all state subject. Okay, Government of India can make national policies. So finally, the state government has to approve, state government has to accept that and start implementing things. All our implementing arms are whatever the scheme we are making. So our implementing arms are state fisheries. Okay, the respective state or union territories, they have to implement. Basically, we are working research and transfer of technology with ICR institutes, colleges, and all state agriculture universities. So very important role with state governments. So restriction of fishing efforts, closure of fishing areas, species protection, then minimum message, minimum legal size, prohibiting selected fishing practices on various species, then different features, different effect. So everything is there. This all very, I mean, clearly written, documented, and I mean, all the states are having all these things. It is up to stakeholders how to, I mean, utilize, how to make it this particular field is sustainable. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is a continuation of that part. Then catch quality, total allowable catch and individual quotes, then certification and labeling, then trade restrictions. So as I told, when it comes to marine catches, so yes, maintaining a prime quality is very, very important. So then nowadays, even earlier it was the time. I mean, if you say the fish is wild caught, so not much. I mean, the discussion and I mean restrictions on that, because always see that the wild caught fish is very tasty because it's an open environment. So now that also there are a lot of I mean importing country requirement for that to mention that which area you caught that fish, what is the depth. Then many other measures are there. We need to I mean maintain the data starting from harvesting till it reaches to the what you called exporting countries. So Government of India, yes, by every year we have a different, I mean, various level of meeting, various stages of meeting with European Union and various other importing country with make, I mean, little flexible regulation to, so that we can make our Indian products with more viable and more, I mean, aggressive in international markets. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah. So this is one is very important thing. I just because the topic comes like that. So when it comes to sustainable development goals, so it's very very important. Even if you read any articles or any policy matters, these are some of the very important things are mentioned in that. So by 2025, we have to prevent and significantly reduce the marine pollution of all kinds. Today, if you take, I mean, it's not like it's the matter. I mean, it's the issue of one state. Almost all marine states, excluding Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep, because both the islands I visited, I have seen that Other than these two, I think most of the states we have an issue with the pollution, especially plastic pollution. Yes, so I mean many are involved in that to reduce that one. I mean many movies you can see, many I mean private partners, NGOs, many people are working, not only government. Many other agencies also working very closely to create awareness to reduce this marine pollution. In addition to that, there are many other things like industry effluent, I mean discharge, many other things like surface runoff, our urban whatever that waste comes. So all these things are there. So we need to think seriously to reduce those parts. Then sustainably manage and protect the marine and coastal ecosystem to avoid significant adverse impacts. That is very important. Minimize and address the impacts of ocean acidification, including through enhanced scientific cooperation of all levels. It is easy to dump something into, water, okay, because after some time it's not visible. But there are some aquatic animals. There are some precious aquatic animals and plants are there, which gives lot of, best life or best thing to the society, or who are depending on that. So we need to avoid those things. Then effectively regulate harvesting and end overfishing, illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. IUU, I think if you can just log in IUU and see, we have a lot of issues with neighboring countries like Sri Lanka, Pakistan, all these things. Even every year you can see as a peace messengers or something like that. Every year few fishermen will be released from different countries. Our fishermen also caught, their fishermen caught with India. This are thing. By modernizing the fishing vessels and all those things, by using of all these latest technologies, GPS, all our transponders. So nowadays, yes, they can identify their territories, their boundaries, so that they can avoid crossing their boundaries and going there and harvesting their resources. And those people also can avoid entering to our area. Then conserve at least 10% of the coastal and marine areas as a priority. Then prohibit the certain forms fisheries. Subsidies is a one part. Yes, there are a lot of debate is going on. Even recently, FAO, Rome, and all those things, we had a detailed discussion. When it comes to developing countries, yes, few things is really required for us for some more year. Then slowly, when it become an industry, then self-sufficient, then we can slowly we can think of, okay, we can reduce it or stop it and all these things. At present, yes. So India, we need to promote a few marginalized fishermen and small scale or medium scale fishermen to come to the limelight, or make it this particular field sustainable by promoting some incentives, by giving some incentives. Yeah, by 2030, increase the economic benefits of small inland island developing states and these developing countries from the sustainable use of marine resources. So we should have a target always. Yes, 2030 is one target for us. Then 2047 by when India become 100 years. So we are, accordingly we are planning and working with all the policy matters stakeholders. Next slide, please. Yeah. The government of India initiatives, as you're aware of the thing, national fisheries policies to promote a responsible, sustainable, sustainable fisheries management. Definitely, policy will focus on enhancing the fish production, improving the infrastructure, strengthening value chains, and ensuring the welfare of the fishermen. Then Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, PMMSY. Yeah, so I have a separate slide for that. I'll brief that. Then recently, Kisan Credit Card. If you take 2 years back, there was no news. Kisan Credit Card is only for the agriculture and allied sector. The first time Government of India has taken initiative in Fisheries Ministry, we need to promote our own fishermen to come into this Kisan Credit Card facility. They can avail this facility also. So up to 1.6 lakh without any collateral issue, they can get it. Just give Aadhaar card and some of the documents, your registered fisherman and fisheries activities. So 1.6 lakhs, any bank can sanction this. So we are extending another 1.4 lakhs, that means close to 3 lakhs. So with some interest rate. So suppose bank charges 6%. So if you can pay back that in the stipulated period, so 4% Government of India will pay for you. Remaining 3% you can pay. That option also it is there. Then Blue Revolution scheme, yes, we have worked very hard in Blue Revolution, especially reservoir fisheries and establishing fish farms and all those things. So continuation of that part is our PMMSY. Okay. So under Blue Revolution and PMMSY, I mean, almost like 38,000 crores government of India invested in this field. So which start giving results. That's why today we are close to 17.5 million ton fish producer in India. Next slide, please. Yeah. Marine and coastal security, as I mentioned already, IUU fishing. Then conservation of fish stocks. Yes, this is one area really our researchers, academicians, and all our, budding scientists should think seriously to conserve our fish stocks. Yes. So indigenous species and conservation of our own stocks, because end of the day, we want to eat our own style of food. If you go your home, you love to have your whatever your mother is prepared the food or your relatives prepared the food. So like that, every individual, every state, every area, they have their own species. Okay. So government of India has taken a lot of initiatives to promote their own stocks. First conserve, then make them available on table size. Then capacity building and research. Yes, to make all these things, we need to create awareness among the trainers trainee, because state or government officials, then all the farmers, stakeholders, startups. Regularly, we are conducting this program throughout the country. We have our training partners like Manage in Hyderabad, MSME in Hyderabad, then Agriculture Skill Council of India, then all our ICR institutes, all our Krushi Vignan Kendras, fisheries stations, all fisheries colleges, whoever involving directly, indirectly in the fisheries act, they can apply for us, and we can, sponsor the program. They can train their own way and their own, regional and species specific issues. What is important for particular region? So they want to promote, yes, they can promote. In addition to that, they can have exposure visit also. Certification and quality standards, again, this is very, very important for us. Without certification, yes, accountability will not be there. Somebody has to certify, yes, this product is free from all the things. If you take residue contaminants, if you take pathogens, if you take pesticides, if you take any other steroids or any banned chemicals, anything, parasites, anything for that matter, somebody has to give. And the people should know where it has grown, how it has grown. When it has reached to, in between, who are all involved in this. So this all comes under certification and quality standard. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is, in simple, I mentioned about Pradhana Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. We have central sector scheme with the state government share, beneficiary share, as well as central share. In some schemes are there 100% funding. So we have different funding pattern. Northeastern states, 90% government of India, 10% state share. Himalayan states, again 90% and 10%. Union territories, it's 100% funding. The rest of the states, it comes around 60-40, 60% government of India, 40% state fisher. So in addition to that, few schemes are there, almost close to 65 to 100 schemes, sub schemes are there under PMMSY. Anybody is interested, still one more year left out, so they can apply and get that through state government. And some of the schemes directly can approach government of India and NFDB. We can work on that. So these are our total investment, 20,050 crores. This is the outlay, split up outlay for the different thing. Central share, state share, and private or beneficiary share. Next slide, please. Yeah. So this is one slide regarding our organization, National Fisheries Development Board, which started on 10th July 2006 under Society Act at Hyderabad. These are our objectives: focused attention fisheries and aquaculture development, achieve sustainable management and conservation of the resources, then promote modern technologies for optimizing the production and productivity, provide modern infrastructure for effective management and value chain, of course, to generate substantial employment through capacity building, skill development, and women empowerment, to enhance the contribution to the fish towards food and nutrition security. This is our different schemes. We had Blue Revolution, then we had FIDF, Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development, where you won't get subsidy, but 3% subvention will be there. Suppose if your project cost is 20 crores or 30 crores or 40 crores or 200 crores. So if you take any loan from NABARD or NCDC or any nationalized banks, suppose 10% bank charges you loan interest. So 3% government of India will give before of you. Remaining 7% you can pay. So that is one scheme which is there. If any big projects are there, you are all welcome to apply. Next slide, please. Yeah. So this is the food security and livelihood is very important. Indian fishery sector is a vital component of country's economy. Then fishery sector contributes significant to the availability, affordable and nutritional food. That is very, very important. Sector is promoting responsible practices through certification programs, regulation, habitat conservation, and sustainable aquaculture to ensure long-term sustainability. Next slide, please. Yeah, if you can see this slide, there are many schemes, many components we included to make this particular field, it is more sustainable, and so that every regional and species specific things can be taken to consideration, so that it will be more economical and more feasible, and it can generate employment also. Artificial reef is the one thing. Just for the knowledge, I'm briefing this. Now more, as I mentioned, in the name of many other SEZ and all things, most of this we are losing this particular reefs, mangroves and this type of things, where fishes will get hibernation. They will go and lay the eggs, and that's basically that is the area where fishes will take comfortable zone. So these are things are not happening now. Government of India has taken last 1 year in big way. We are sanctioning this artificial reef for all the marine states, so that these reefs, artificial reefs, can be established in the coastal area, so that the particular brooders then come and lay their eggs, so that we can conserve that particular fishes and particular species for the next generation. Based on this artificial reef, we are planning sea ranching. I think ranching is the one thing, very common word. When something is really not there in that, so that you can just ranch it, whether it's a seed or any other thing. So in sea ranching, by establishing the artificial reef, we are planning to ranch in particular area, so that that particular fingerlings or fry, whatever we are ranching, it can grow there, and it can be a brooders for the future generation. So pilot scale, we have taken 4-5 states for that. Then seaweed farming is the one area. I think seaweed is basically is a biomonitor. You just take any coastal area, take one seaweed and test for this metal or any other contaminants. You will understand how much your coastal area is contaminated. So this is such a beautiful plant, beautiful living thing we have in the sea. So unfortunately in our country, so we are unable to tap the resources. That's what I mentioned. When we have 8,200 kilometer coastline, I think we have huge potential. Now government of India has taken big program or awareness to create this seaweed farming. Recently, my slide was gone, Dr. Chakravarti. Hello.
Are you able to see the slide?
No.
One second.
Yeah. Another 10 minutes. I'll wind up here.
Has it come now?
Yeah, it's come. Yeah. So seaweed farming. Recently, we laid a foundation stone at Ramnathpuram in Tamil Nadu, exclusive seaweed park, 127 crores. Government of India sanctioned 100 crores for that. So now we are developing big way in Mandapam and Ramnath district of Tamil Nadu, so that we can have one end-to-end solution for this seaweed farming. Then cage fishing, as I mentioned, mariculture. Then bivalves and mussel cultivation. Yes, this is one area really we need to work on that. Export quality bivalves and mussels we are not getting. So this particular 24-25 action plan, all action plan of coastal districts, coastal states, we requested to give more importance for this one. Deep sea fishing vessels, safety devices, potential fishing zone, PFZ, what I mentioned already, so that fishermen can go. Fishermen will get the chlorophyll pigment picture. Based on that, they can go there and identify the shoal where exactly fish are moving. They can catch it. That is Space Application Center and other organizations working on that. New boats and new engines. Then all these things supported to this particular components. Next slide, please. Yeah, so that previous slide was related to marine fisheries. This is inland fisheries. River ranching. Yes, this is again very important for us. I think if you can just recollect your, childhood, 20, 30 years back in your village or your town or your reservoirs where you go, you need to have your own fish and all those. Even if you can ask your parents, they will tell. But now that particular species is not available. So for that, actually, Government of India has taken initiative. we will source the brood from the same river, we'll breed it in the government hatcheries, then rear it for 100 so maybe 2 to 3 inches. Then we'll restock that fingal into that same river. So that conservation of that species, overall depending maybe 10 kilometer, 50 kilometer, overall depending on particular river or reservoir, so that they should eat their own fish. So government of India has taken almost like 19 states that have taken this facility, including northeastern states. This is the one scheme which giving a lot of visibility and lot of conservation things in positive way. Then seed production, yes, we have issue with the seed production when it comes to marine fishes, when it comes to wanamai, brackish water streams, or any, especially marine fishes, we have a huge gap in that. Of course, wanamai, we have under the Coastal Aquaculture Authority, so we have more than 300 to 400 hatcheries. So they're self-sufficient when it comes to seed. But when it comes to marine fishes, all other few species, yes, Government of India has taken a lot of initiative to establish breeding units throughout the country, especially trout, especially northeastern states, few indigenous species like freshwater, brackish water, saline water species. Ornamental fisheries is the one area really we need to work on that. Almost like 225 species we have, very important species, export quality species we have in India. Western Ghat we have, northeastern states we have Himalayan states. Such a beautiful diversity. Yes, this is the one area we need to work on that. We expect a lot of entrepreneurs in this area to make this as again one more lucrative industry among in the fisheries. Now, reservoir cage culture, yes, this is one area, as I mentioned about mariculture. 1% of the reservoir water, Government of India already taken a decision, 1% of the reservoir, so you can use for the cage culture. Even whatever the water resources have throughout the major rivers, major reservoirs in India, if you use 1%, easily we can harvest 10 lakh ton of prime quality fish, maybe fungaceous, maybe Indian major carps, or even your jiff tilapia, if you can make it. Then we have cooperatives. Cooperatives are one area. Government of India has taken, cooperative ministry has taken recently the lot of initiative. We are every year our target NFDB, they given target to NFDB to register 1,000 cooperatives in the coastal villages and panchayat level. Already we are working on that. 5 lakhs rupees allotted for the new cooperatives. If someone is really interested, yes, we can start with that. Then oyster cultivation, yes, most of the states, most of the Western countries, this is the main thing it's happening. This is again, we are giving freshwater pearl as well as in the marine system, we are working on that. Marketing facility, cold chain fish market, then validated units, transportation port, disease management, then support for that. Whatever we have the component for that, then we have alternative and accessories for that. We are working with the different alternative schemes. Next slide, please. Yeah. The next slide, next one is the certification. See, we government have taken so many initiative to make it this field as sustainable. Measures are there. Written documents are there. Okay, it is circulated to all the implementing authorities. Most of our ICAR institute has made that they have research. They completed the research and they made advisories to all the states how to control the parasites, how to control the pollution, how to control the disease, how to control the thing and all these things. Yes, ultimately somebody has to implement that one. Somebody has to take directly to the farmer to make it understand, so that he can culture, he can practice that thing. That is important. So when we had that one, so we need to work on the certification. Certification is, as I told, yes, somebody has to give accountability. Yes, this is my product. Next slide, please. Yeah. So there are many certification programs. Okay. So there is one called MSc certification. You just Google it, you'll get so much information and published data also. So this is globally recognized certification program that focus on wild capture fisheries. It involves independent assessment of fishery against rigorous standards, which cover the main three principles: sustainable fish stocks, very, very important, minimizing environmental impact, and effective fisheries management. Then certification provides assurance to the consumer, to the seafood they purchase comes from well-managed fishery that maintains healthy fish populations and minimizes its ecological footprint. This is very, very important. If you go to any other country, if you go to New Zealand, if you go to Norway, if anything you damage to this fish stocks or environment, so you'll be jailed. I think I had one friend, New Zealand officer. So he told New Zealand they have more fisheries officer than police. So that much, importance they give for this sustainability when it comes to fisheries. So MSC certified products can carry the blue MSC label, making it easier for consumers to identify and choose sustainable seafood options. Next slide, please. We have one more ASC. Yeah. So this ASC certification program specifically designed for responsible aquaculture practices. It sets standards, responsible environment, and social practices across the various aquaculture sectors. Then it involves assessment against rigorous criteria such as minimizing environmental impacts, promoting a responsible feed. When it comes to the adulterants or residue contaminants, yes, inputs are very, very important. We are, just if you take some 2 3 years back, we are not that much bothered about inputs. Now, rigorous monitoring, rigorous testing on these inputs, what we are feeding to the fish or shrimp. Then banned chemicals like antibiotics, pesticides, then ensuring the social responsibility. It also provides assurance to the consumer that aquaculture products they purchase are produced in environmental and socially responsible manner, so that it can be used logo, allowing consumers to make the informed choices and support sustainable aquaculture. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, do Indian fisheries really need certification? Yes. In order to competitive to the global food trade, so we need to have this certificate. India needs to be proactive on seafood eco-labeling, and in future aims for the certification for its major globally traded fisheries. So as I mentioned, almost like 68,000 crores we are getting as a foreign exchange. Definitely there will be importing country requirements. In addition to that, so as I mentioned, around 12 lakh ton we are exporting, maybe another 2 to 3 lakh ton we can expect from our marine resources, what we are getting, cuttlefish, good, or maybe few export quality fishes. The remaining fish left out with us only. What about us? When we make export, yes, we are following all the thing. When it comes to domestic market, yes, we also need certification so that our Indian market, Indian consumers also should know, where it has come. Yeah. So accepting and maintaining fisheries in a sustainable manner is necessary for steady and ongoing needs. Then Eco Label is a global leader in sustainable fisheries qualification, certifications with obvious market and trade benefits. Then commonly used in, FIPS is commonly used in many parts of the world. Here the fisheries meet and requirement of MSc certification. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are some of the advantages of certification. Prices, yes, India is a price sensitive market. I think everybody is aware of the thing. Again, depends on your earning. Depends on the earning, you have a purchasing power, so you have to have all those consideration for that. Then improved client relationship, improved management, then better knowledge provenance, then continued improved access, improved public image, product differentiation and market segmentation, so that retailers, food service sector, consumers, produce, everybody should get benefit for that. And most important is, yes, we should know exactly what it is. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are some of the standard quality and certification I mentioned in that. So we have import standards, export standards, seed standards, feed standards, input standards, hatchery operations, then SOPs, then your harbors and capture fishes. Each and every regulating bodies, promotional bodies, developing bodies have their own thing. So that these are regularly, these agencies are monitoring, visiting, helping them, creating awareness, taking them to the abroad to understand the various facilities. Accordingly, they can implement here also. All these things happening when it comes to fisheries, when it comes to market and certification. Next one. Yeah, just I mentioned these are the things. This you can skip it. Next one. Yeah, so I think gaps. This I think in between I mentioned guidelines are, yes. I told implement, all documents are there, rules are there. Yes, people should follow that. Stakeholders should follow that. Registration certification is need of the hour. Every form, every small thing who is going to produce should be registered under a government, so that we will understand where it is, farm is there, what is using, what fish is using, what feed is using. Somebody can, misguide him also, so that, so if we can understand the thing, what is doing, so that the government agency can support them. Then yes, database, that is very important. We have to record our data. Responsibilities, ignorance, yes, is all part of any, field doesn't matter. Yes, there are a lot of importance given in that area also. So next slide, please. Yeah, traceability. I think certification, accreditation, and traceability. These all interconnected. All this almost gives same thing, so that end user or a consumer will have 100% clarity on what is eating, where it has come, how it is free from all the what you call the pathogens or adulterants and all those things. So these are some of the points. Origin and legality of the product. So batches along with the supply chain, we will get the clarity. I think even barcoding and all those things, whatever they're mentioning, most of that information they're mentioning, but still, so one should have traceability detail, so that comfortably we can enjoy that particular food. So many issues are there, and avoid the non-tariff barriers are there. Then efficient logistic management, quality control, then accurate and speedy means of record keeping of food supply. This everything, each and every stage is very important. The moment you harvest the highly perishable product, then immediately we get into action to record that, so that, so we will have a total control on the product. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are some of the things. I think this you can skip it. Yeah. So this is again, I just want to mention this one, so that overall involved in this Aisha, All India Shrimp Hatchery Association are there. Then we have state government, we have Coastal Aquaculture Authority, we have BIS, we have FSSI, we have MPDA, like promotion body, we have Export Inspection Council, many other organizations. Overseas is there, Commerce Ministry is there, Fisheries Ministry is there. Many other agencies are involved in this to make this particular product traceability and certified product, so that comfortably we can make our market. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are, I think you're all aware of the how, and this aquaculture traceability system will work. So everything, if you have marine system, you have system, you have brackish water system, we can understand that overall stakeholders involved in that. Each and every stage, people should record that one, and they should know what they're producing and the time gap. From harvesting till it reaches, everything is important. It is quite organized now, but still, yes, we have almost like 2% or less than 2%. We have still issues. Yeah. Next slide, please. This is in capture fisheries. If you take any other thing, marine catches, we have vessel monitoring system, electrical logbook, electronic monitoring. MPD also having the separate catch statistics, all these things, so that we can understand which depth this particular fish is harvested, and when it is harvested, how it is, frozen or in, chilled. All these things, yes, database they're planning. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is one initiative. I wanted. This is our slide. So as I mentioned, most of the thing when it comes to export market, yes, we have organized and we are doing. But when it comes to domestic market, yes, we are lacking. When it comes to, see, out of whatever the fin fish we are producing, 80% we are producing, close to 85% we are producing Indian major carp, Katla, Rohu, Mrugal, and other 3 exotic carps. In addition to that, we have fungaceous, we have roopchen, we have singi, we have few morels and all those things. So even though we have a huge market in India for these species, but still when it comes to certification, it is not up to the mark. Self-certification from the farmers, it's always there. But some agencies, some multinational agencies can come certify their product, which is, yes, free from, industry area or pollution area, which is SOPs are followed when it comes to fish culture, best aquaculture practices, feed is screened, and good quality feed they used. So that if any agency certify the particular product, if you take leashes or your tender cuts or fresh to home or any other spar or many other fishes who are selling and all these things, if a small certification comes, definitely even 5 to 10% awareness created among this high-end society people, I think that makes a lot of difference for the farmers. Value of fish can be increased. In this context, Government of India, NFDB, has taken 5 crores pilot project with all these states. We are working very closely with them. We are giving a minimum subsidy to promote this scheme in various states. Next slide, please. Yeah. So this is my final last slide. In the conclusion, certification and sustainability have become increasing important in Indian fishery sector. The Indian fishery sector is prioritizing certification and sustainability to promote responsible fishing practices, conserve fish stocks, and ensure long-term sustainability with industry stakeholders playing the crucial role. Sustainability in the Indian fishery sector is implementing measures to mitigate overfishing, habitat destruction, and illegal practices, and enforcing regulations, promoting technology, enhancing traceability, and protecting vulnerable species is top priority. The Indian fishery sector is focusing on certification system to protect marine biodiversity, enhance market access, increase export potential, and provide better livelihood opportunities for almost like 3 crores fisher folk who are directly involved in these activities. However, there are still challenges to overcome. The Indian fishery sector faces challenges like sustainable practices adoption, infrastructure gaps, illegal fishing, necessitating continued collaboration between government, industry, and scientific institutions. Yes, there is some gap, and the communities. Then overall, the Indian fishery sector is undergoing significant shift towards sustainability with a growing emphasis on certification and environmentally conscious practices. Last 9 years, if you take, yes, when there was no fisheries ministry, in 2019, Department of Fisheries, one department started. Then again, 19 and the Department of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy started. When government separate ministry is there, now directly we are getting our. You can go to next slide. So we can get directly our allotments, like budget allotment, so that we have our own union ministers. We have central minister, cabinet minister, two MOS, Minister of State. So then we have our union secretary for fisheries. We have 2 joint secretaries. We have another 5 Department of Fisheries, Ministry of Fisheries institutes like NIFAT, SIFNET, SISEF, FSI, NFDB. I think now, we are total in control to take this field into the next level. We are all, aware of the thing, aware of the challenges. Yes, I request all the stakeholders or our viewers or who are all attending today, think big about this field. Think positive about this field. This is nothing less than any other organization, or any other field or sector. Yes, there's a huge ample opportunities in this field. So it can be a lucrative, it can be a sunrise sector. If everybody can come together, we can work together to make this country as nutritional secured country. Thank you very much for the opportunities. Now I'll conclude. If any questions are there, so we can discuss.
Thank you, Dr. Murthy, for such an exciting and very thought-provoking presentation. I think you made people really, aware of how fish can be grown, where the fish is available, what are different kinds of fishes are there for us to eat, and how to protect the kind of the species or the product that is coming out of it. And also, you also emphasized quite nicely on why the quality aspect needs to be emphasized on every product that comes out of it. So thank you for giving us all these valuable information. I think it was, we do have, I think there are people here who probably have heard all of these for the first time, but there are also people probably from the fisheries who have probably had some idea, but the kind of development that we see now, the kind of initiatives that government agencies are taking up, I think it is really heartening to know that fisheries is being given a very important, prominence in the food sector. And of course, there are, certain restrictions, religious issues where people you know, do not consuming it as you would think of a plant product, because a plant product potentially can be taken by both vegetarians and non-vegetarians. But then with fish, there is a bit of hindrance over there, particularly the vegetarians. So it was really nice to listen to all of these. We have a series of questions for you. I have quite a few for you, but before I ask my questions, as you wanted it to be more interactive, I can request some of the you know people here, the attendees, if they have something specific to ask Dr. Murthy on these policies, on implementation aspects, on entrepreneurship skills, entrepreneurship opportunities in fisheries. If there are something that anyone wants to ask, please, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you could simply put it on the chat box. We read it out for Dr. Murthy. Over to the audience, if you have anything specific to ask Dr. Murthy. Okay, Dr. Murthy, let me start. I think before we have people come over, maybe what you said in one of your slides, you said 2025, you're looking at 200 million metric ton production in fisheries. Yeah. So, and I believe majority of it will have to come from aquaculture. So, because as you said, the capture fisheries is more or less stagnant, and there is not much can be done about enhancing the production over there. In fact, there is more of depletion of resources in the capture sector. So when you look at aquaculture, aquaculture comes with its own set of problems. Disease is a primary problem. In addition to indiscriminate use of chemicals and certain harmful products to prevent the crop from undergoing a disease infection. So how do you look at the role of agencies like yours in ensuring that aquaculture is being practiced the way it should be, and people, whoever it is, from whichever strata in the economy, if they are to depend on fish as a primary source of protein, how do you ensure a sector or an organization like yours that whatever we are eating is indeed safe, and it is not just a glut production that is coming in and substandard product is being given to the public for them to consume?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very important question, especially now whatever we produce, as I mentioned, we are close to 175 lakh ton as on date. In another 50 lakh ton, our target is there by another maybe 15 months, 15 or 16 months by March 25. Yes, I'll agree with all your points. It is not always, production. The parallelly, we should have a total control on the production part, safety of the fish, consumer preference. Everything is important. Yes. As I mentioned, like all these years, starting from independent India to till date, there was, a very or meager allotment for this particular sector. But for last 10 years, there's huge fund flow in the sector. A lot of infrastructure facilities are established. Lot of importance given to disease control. I think NOSPAD, you might have heard of, National Surveillance Disease thing, where the NBFGR is a nodal agency. Recently also, we are working with last 10 years. Then again, recently we renewed that one, 33 crores allotted for this particular organization. Throughout the country, I think Mangrove Fisheries College also part of that one. Throughout the country, we are getting information. Particular species, whatever that issues happen to particular species, immediately it will be reported. Then we can think of how to control that when it comes to disease management. In addition to that, aquaculture practices, yes, really, we need to work on that. The lot of, as I mentioned, when it comes to biosecurity measures, when it comes to export quality, as I mentioned, importing country requirements, due to importing country requirements, because Walmart, Cisco, and many other international, these all big players, big buyers, is always have an order for that. So accordingly, aquaculture farms are, organized, and that way they will grow and they will chill it. Chill killing, then prime quality they will maintain, then export. But when it comes to fin fishes in India, as I mentioned, so yes, we need to work on all our aquaculture practices, especially IMC, especially fungaceous, and all these things. So, to overall, if I mention safety of the fishes or sustainability, or to make the best fishes for the society and all these things. So, production part is not an issue for us. We have reservoirs, as I mentioned. If government of India or stakeholders use 1% of the reservoirs, what already government of India approved, we can produce 10 lakh ton. Maybe another few areas, if we can utilize mariculture, we can produce the best export quality like sea bass, cobia, pompano, these fishes. So yes, by understanding the water system, by understanding the inputs, what we are using, by understanding the culture practices, one need to, meticulously, plan their culture practices, and screening of all these inputs for the residue contaminants. It may be antibiotic, it may be pesticide, it may be any other adulterants and all those things. So control measures already there, with many regulating agencies are regularly monitoring all these things. My point, yes, something has started. Yes, now with based on today's experience, or last 2 years or 5 years experience, definitely we can work and make it more sustainable, more safe food for the next generation. That is there from the government side. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Murthy. We have a few questions that has come up on the chat box. Okay, there's a question from someone named iPhone. Okay, I am not able to make out the name of the person, but we'll address the person as iPhone. So iPhone has asked, does NFDB help entrepreneurs to find angel investors or venture capitalists?
Yes. The answer is yes. We have entrepreneur model. They can log into our website, nfdb.org. In that, actually, directly they can apply for the NFDB. The project cost comes around 4 to 5 crore rupees, maybe 5 to 6 crore rupees. The subsidy amount is limited to 25% to 30%. If it is woman name, it is 30%. If it is if it is gents name, it is 25%. If it is marginal community like SCS's name is again 30%. So woman, any community is okay. So your project cost is 5 crores. You will get 1.5 crores as subsidy, non-refundable subsidy. The simple procedure, one is you should have your land in your name. Otherwise, 10 years lease. You can take lease from anybody, 10 years lease. So the second is minimum you have to take loan from the bank, because you have to bring the newcomers who really want to do something, not like who are already having money to give money to them. So if you can take the 25 to 30% loan from the nationalized bank, and if you have land, your name or lease amount, so 1.5 crore subsidy is there with us. This is directly you can apply to NFDB, you can get it. This is a golden opportunity for the budding entrepreneurs who can really want to do any fisheries activities. In this, actually, multiple activities also allowed. You want to establish a feed mill, is fine. 1 crore for feed mill, 1 crore for your ice plant, 1 crore for cold storage, or maybe small processing plant, a kiosk, restaurant, your aquaculture, RES, biofloc, ornamental, anything is okay for us. Insulated van. Okay, so you can come with the multiple activities in the same area, so we can approve it, not an issue.
Right, thank you. That's quite interesting to know. Okay, we have a few more questions for you. Dr. Dikshit is asking you, what kind of role NFDB plays in preventing overfishing?
Yeah.
Does NFDB have a direct role there? Or
yes. Yes. Overfishing, yes, is government of India, Minister of Fisheries, government of India. As I mentioned already, fisheries is a state subject. Minimum legal size is already there. We are working with almost all ICR institutes. Suppose in the CFT, yesterday, Dr. Chakrabarti had that Dr. Madhu's lecture. So in that, we recently sponsored one project, 1.09 crores, 1 crore 9 lakhs rupees, to make it, to reduce the fuel cost and all those things. So, that, utter board, modification of utter board. Utter board means resistance to water. If you reduce that resistance, so that much oil consumption will come down. Fuel consumption will come down. One is carbon footprinting reduction. Second thing is you're reducing the diesel. I mean, per hour, they told around 3 liters can be reduced by modifying this one. So we funded that project so that that can be pan India level, that can be what you call evaluated and create awareness, promotion. Okay. In addition to that, one more project we are given to automobile center at Delhi, ICAT. That is again 1.3 crores. In that, they're producing, they're validating kits like LPG kit or your this one, natural gas thing, LNG kits and all those things. Where again carbon footprint is one thing. Second thing is with same horsepower that vessel can move little fast and aggressively. They can cover up instead of 4-day fishing. They can complete in 3 days. So these are all there. When it comes to exclusively overfishing and all those things, yes, creating awareness is always there. But end of the day, implementing agencies are state governments. State government has to take a call. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you, Dr. Murthy. The next question is actually linked to one of my questions. Dr. Krishna Kumar has asked it. I will put it in a little different way. So I have two questions for you, Dr. Murthy. One is, does NFDB support private universities for R&D? And if they do, what kind of support can we expect from NFDB? And how can a deemed university like ours, which is a multicentric, multidisciplinary university, be a part of this mission? So, for example, the question that Dr. Krishna has asked, whether NFDP provides assistance to support aquatic animal health lab or seafood quality assurance lab in university setup, or does it always have to be with the agencies that are authorized to do it?
My answer would be yes for both. Only thing is, it's not directly NFDB. Of course, proposal will come to NFDB. That funding agency is Department of Fisheries, Government of India. Yes, private universities can apply for the project if want to establish aquatic health laboratory or any other research projects. Most important research project. I mean, regional specific issues are there, which which is very important to make it this nutrition security, or maybe understanding the health issues close to this COVID issues and all those things. These are some of the latest issues are there. Definitely, particular private universities also can approach a Department of Fisheries, Government of India for the funding. So few private agencies also sanctioned. If we take last 2-3 years, Government of India sanctioned few projects for the private universities, private agencies also. As far as the animal health laboratory is concerned, yes, again, we need to give what is use of that lab. I mean, how many samples we can get it. It is not always research. I mean, development agency like NFDB or Government of India. We need to, take all stakeholders nearby. Suppose if you can cater the needs of 10 districts, coastal districts, or maybe three states, combining 3 states, maybe some 10 districts or 5 districts where aquaculture is happening, mariculture is happening, few issues are happening, feed testing, seed testing, your disease, your brooder testing. If at all some opportunities is there, demand is there, which is need of the hour, yes, private agencies also can apply for AHL. Yeah.
And what are the criteria for that? I mean, how do you identify those universities? Do they have to meet certain standards in terms of
not really. Not really. It's like any other funding agencies where you're applying for science and technology or you are any other ADAC projects and all those. It's almost like same. The only point is Government of India, DYF or our NFDB, we are not that much focused in the basic research. So our idea is very clear. You have already technology, 50-80% or something like that. Some validation is required, refining is required. Transfer of that particular dissemination of the technology is a need of the hour. So if you say every day that particular 500 sample or 5,000 sample is going all the way from here to there, maybe 500 kilometer for Kochi or maybe Goa or Delhi or Mumbai or something like that, where we can have established this one, so that by providing this facility, another same quantity or same level of facility can be further expanded. Something like that, if you can justify, it's really need is there. Yes, Government of India can think of in that line also.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Okay, we have a question from Mr. Shivanagoda. I believe is the same Shivanagoda that we know, is a very successful aquaculture consultant and an aquaculturist himself. Is he online, Mr. Shivanagoda? Are you there?
Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
am there, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I am confident.
Yes, sir.
I'm certain it is the same Shivanagoda. Thanks for joining in. You can ask your question directly.
Hello, sir. Good
Yeah.
afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
My question is, any plan to promote fish related food products like other industry, like poultry in poultry industry, they promote meat and eggs now. So, do you have got any plan to promote fish related food products to
Yeah. Yeah.
Indian consumers?
The moment Dr. Chakravarti mentioned your name, I expected this question from you. Definitely something marketing related question only. Because you are one of the leading farmer in Andhra Pradesh, I am aware of that one. So, I think last, if you take 6 months or 1 year, we have really problem when it comes to aquaculture products, especially shrimp. Yes, we are aware of the thing. We had a series of meeting with Honorable Minister, with Commerce Ministry, to solve this problem. It may be Ecuador issues, it may be anti-dumping duties, and all our importing country requirements, and all these things. As far as products is concerned, just give me 2 seconds. So, NFDB with the Department of Fisheries, Government of India has taken a lot of initiatives to promote products. Products in the form of kiosk products. Value addition. If anybody is interested to chain of kiosks, suppose in Hyderabad or maybe B tier or C side cities, second and third type of cities, B tier, C tier called, no? Taluk level, district level. Somebody want to ask the number of kiosks and all those things. Yes, they can submit the project for us. We can think in that way. We have, huge, expectation from this particular private people to have more restaurants, more kiosks, Horeca style. This all what I call restaurants, hotels, and a cafeteria type of thing. If they can come out, definitely we can work. As far as NFDB direct involvement is concerned, creating awareness is not an issue. Any number of programs and all those things we can do it. Ultimately, somebody has to produce the prime quality fish and give it to that restaurant. So the restaurant people should produce the variety of the products to the consumers. Till date, I think that is not happening. If that can happen, I think high-end society we can, attract or target. I think we can achieve. Finance part, funding part, yes, NFDB and Department of Fisheries, we are ready to do it. If somebody can come in big way to make value addition, so that 140 crores population we have, 69% of Indian population are non-vegetarians. Most of the people would like to have chicken, hardly have 4 or 5 variety chicken. But fisheries, we can give 20 variety fishes. Somebody can produce prime quality with assurance of this all traceability, certification, accreditation, whatever I spoke. Yes, even 2 times in a week, our Indians start eating. 69% population, not necessary. Even 25% if they start 2 times in a week. Overall eating 1 time, we have to make them 2 times. Overall eating 2 times, we have to make 3 times. So I think we can have a self-sufficiency and we can consume whatever we produce. Your answer for your question, my answer is yes, we can promote products if they come with the good projects.
Sir, sorry, sir. Actually, like promotion active, like, National Egg Commission is there, no? So, using print media and
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
TV's promotion. No?
You're talking about NECC, right? National Egg Coordination Committee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is that? Sunday or Monday, Rose Cow one day. That slogan you're talking,
Yes,
right?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Such
So
kind of.
we are also working on that line. Actually, we are reached out to the pan India celebrities, preferably our silver Olympic winner, our PV Sindhu. We are planning to have a regional celebrities also to promote. Need not to be cine stars, any sports person or anything like that. So at the earliest, we'll come out with the plan. So we are promoting in any NECC level also. Your point is well taken, Mr. Gowda. You can work on that. Yeah.
Great to hear, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I think our the coach of the current Indian cricket team, Rahul Dravid, is also involved in this initiative from the National Egg Coordination Committee.
Yeah.
There are some advertisements that I have seen. Okay, there is one more question. I hope you have time, Dr. Murthy.
I hardly have maybe another 2-3 minutes because
So,
another meeting I had to attend, CM, for one
Dr.
inauguration.
Praveen, are you
Yeah.
there? Dr. Praveen? Uh, Dr. Praveen has a question for you.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, maybe he's put it on the chat box. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, how do certifications impact the market access for Indian fishery products, both domestically and
Yeah,
internationally?
yeah, that's what I mentioned already. We have BAP certificate. I think Mr. Shivanagoda is aware of this one. Importing country requirements based on that, whatever the shrimp culture is going on, biosecurity measures and all those things. So that's what I mentioned. Self certification from the farmer. I think this is very buzzword nowadays. If you can see organic farming, if you take jaggery, if you take geotagged product, okay, if maybe mango, it may be any other food products, even agriculture products and all those things. So like that, Himalayan trout, Sikkim particular species, or morels of Andhra Pradesh, chilka of your tiger prawn, something from particular state. If you can make this type of certifications, this type of geotagging, I mean geographic thing, indicators, no, what do you call? Then most importantly, other than self certificate, we can, if we can have our own certified from Indian states, like what I mentioned, 6 companies, multinational companies, form registered form with the state government. Multinational company will go and register their products. They will say this is the feed used, this is the seed used, this is the brood stock maintained, these are the culture practices. Practice this product is free from all these things. If we can just make one logo of particular agency, so we are certifying this product is free from this. That even that's what I mentioned. 5 to 10% if they make the difference, the farmers will be benefited. The NFDB has taken 6 pilot scale, Assam and few Karnataka, including few other states also. 5 crores already we are released to them. Then we are working on them.
Right.
Definitely, it will helpful.
Thank you.
Any certification will help you. Okay.
Yes, yes. Thank you for your time. I mean, you have spent quite a lot of time already with us. We are really privileged. We will conclude the session with one last question to you. As you know, Nitte University, for any deemed university for that matter, I think we are moving from a traditional setup of unidirectional university into multidirectional university. Our focus is on multidisciplinary research and also applications of that. So, how do you think university like us could be a part of the vision and the mission of NFDB, and where do you think a university like ours could play a role? That is one question. The other question is, you talked about the certifications, Marine Stewardship Council or Aquaculture Stewardship Council. We offer program on food safety and security. So we conduct training programs for our students, for FSSAI auditors, which are going to help them for their employment, for their employment. So does FSSAI conduct training on these stewardships, or is it the separate, these 8 certification bodies that you mentioned at the end? And I understand almost all of them are private bodies.
Yeah.
So how do we, who train them, and how do we take part in this if we wish to train our students in these, certifications, particularly in the field of fisheries sector?
Yeah. So your first question, definitely. I mean, university like Nitte, definitely you can collaborate with us in many ways. When it comes to HRD or creating awareness, exposure visits, as I mentioned, so our outreach is throughout the country. We have northeastern state, Himalayan states, coastal state, inland states, and all these things. If we can come out with the specific issues, regional issues, and species issues, and all those things, I mean, definitely you can be our knowledge partner or event partner. We can work with them, whatever it may be. I think, I mean, last time when we had discussion with you, you mentioned about this all fishermen, fisherwoman. I mean, who are living in the coastal areas and all their issues. So that part of, I mean, that type of work also we can discuss in detail. As I mentioned, training and capacity building you can work. We, as I mentioned already, we have our training partners like MSME, we have Manage, we have Agriculture Skills Council of India. So anything like certification and all those things when it comes to MSc and ASC, yes, even MPDA also is working on that line. I don't think FSSI will directly, I mean, involving in directly to fisheries, because it's basically with all foodstuffs. So already we have identified Export Inspection Council, we have MPDA, we have NFDB, we have other few organizations who are working with the fisheries. I think these organizations can definitely pitch in for creating awareness, or maybe working with you to impart the training program on various aspects, including certifications.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Murthy. I think we will conclude the session. Of course, we can only thank you, and I don't think we can thank you enough for your time, for your efforts, and for actually so meticulously telling us about the government initiatives and making fish and fisheries a very, very lucrative sector. I really wholeheartedly thank you on behalf of the Nitte management and on behalf of my colleagues here in Center for Science Education and Research. It has been a privilege listening to you, Dr. Murthy, and we hope we will have opportunities in future to join hands with premier organizations like yours. And I hope you will have an opportunity to visit Nitte University at some point of time. You do visit Mangalore very frequently. We know that, but most of the time, I think your visits are all, earmarked for the government organizations, and you have very little time less for other visits. But this time, next time when you are coming here, please do put it in your schedule, and please do visit our institution or university, and we'll be able to perhaps there will be some opportunities for us to collaborate with you and with your organization. On that note, thank you once again, and really lovely listening to you. And thanks for your support and cooperation in helping our cause to create awareness in this particular field. Thank you very much, Dr. Murthy.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Chakrabarti, and your team. I'm honored and privileged actually to interact with this wonderful our audience or budding scientists. I have seen few known names. There are actually they are the real scientists who are working in the field, so they know better than any other policy maker. So definitely, whatever we discussed, it is an initiatives. It started initiation, but definitely it will give the result. We are confident of that. Yes, if you make some 10 policies, yeah, one or two will be there, 30%, 40% success and all those things. Yes, we are ready to learn from the mistake, or we're ready to take the deviation from the existing guidelines also. It's all possible. Only thing we need to work together to make it this field as sustainable. So with this, once again, I thank you, this Nitte University giving me opportunity. So I'm really happy to interact with all these people. And first time I got some good number of questions. I'm love to, as I mentioned, I'm always, instead of giving the speeches, I always be in the people, middle of the people, discuss with them, take their ideas, try to
Dr.
implement.
Murthy, if you decide to come to Nitte, we'll have a session only with questions.
Right. Yeah. I love that. I do that. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thanks to all the audience who have been a part of it. Thanks for your patient hearing and for keeping your mics muted all through the session. Thank you very much. With this, we conclude the session. Thank you, everyone.